Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Wolf Six Actual, and today is May the 4th, which is a special day for many of us in the Star Wars community. Um, which is something that holds near and dear to my heart, and I wanted to post something kind of special, so went through the different archives I've got of stuff, and haven't really posted this before, but it's a few words from Ewan McGregor. It was at the Nerdist um, in the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. Disney and Nerdist would do marathons for when the most recent episodes came out. So 7, 8, 9. This was, I believe, for The Last Jedi. This happened around 1 a.m. I think it started, yeah, it starts kind of earlier in the night. And this was right before, was this Attack of the Clones? I think it was right before Attack of the Clones. It was, or Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones. It happened right before that. Ewan McGregor came out. It was the first time on all these marathons they'd bring out various famous people. Usually, Ray Park would come out for episode 1, would get the lightsaber, put on a pretty cool show. Billy D. Williams had come out before for different things. That was really a fun part. And then you'd had different Nerdist hosts that would kind of come out. Kyle, the science guy over at Nerdist, would like kind of talk about science of a particular like thing in Star Wars or whatnot. So cool stuff has always happened at these marathons. I've gotten to do the Marvel counterparts also, but here's I think like about 5 minutes or so. Ewan McGregor just talking in front of a crowd really late at night. For those of us that love Star Wars and are sitting in a movie theater doing a whole marathon back to back to back to back from episode 1. And it was just the episodes. It wasn't any like Rogue One wasn't played or anything, but from 1. And this one I'm pretty sure was like to 8. So hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Handles in velvet, like inlaid in velvet. And he and George just stood there and they said, we'd like you to pick Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So I got to choose my own, his own lightsaber, which was pretty awesome.
Somewhere there's a prop guy with 8 lightsabers.
I'm sure there's someone else they got used by other characters, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we were also just briefly talking about just what a weird time in special effects of filmmaking those movies were, and how you guys were learning how to act in this very unusual environment. You were telling some stories of like weird green screen reality.
I think the first one, I can't really remember, but I think the first one we shot on film, because the first one was I know that we shot the second one in 2003, so the first one was probably... No, the second one we shot in... What am I talking about? The second one we shot in 2000, and this one we shot in 2003. So the first one was in the late 90s, and we still shot that one on film. And then the second one, because I seem to remember in Australia, they had the first sort of generation of digital camera, but they were massive big things, and they had umbilical cords coming out of them, and they went over into this big tent full of hard drives, and it hummed like it had a noise on it, which meant we had to re-record almost every line of dialogue and after the film was made, because there was this noise all the time. They were really primitive digital cameras, but they were the first ones. And George has always been a pioneer of that and pushing technology, as you all know. So we were using cutting edge technology at the time, but you would laugh at them nowadays. You know, they were so big and cumbersome. It took about half an hour to change a lens, and so we just kept them on zoom lenses, and we had 2 cranes, 2 cameras on zoom lenses, and we would just move the crane and zoom in or out because it was the quickest way to get the next shot, you know. And then he always had a running. It's like Spielberg was always on the end of the phone, or a presence, and they like, because when we were shooting I'm sorry, my memory's so rusty about these films, but when we were shooting one of them, Spielberg was shooting Saving Private Ryan, I think, And it was at the same time, and like almost on a daily basis, they'd be on the phone like, "How many setups did you get?" You know, and if George got more setups than Spielberg, he'd be like, "Yes." It was like a race or something. It was a competition, but it was good, and it was great to be involved in these films, and it opened my work up to a whole nother generation, because kids had never seen my films for good reason. What's he doing, Daddy? So this was now, you know, I had a whole new audience of kids. I ruined so many relationships with my friends' kids, because I'd walk in and they'd hide behind the settee. You know, they wouldn't speak to me anymore because I was Obi-Wan and it freaked them out.
Now, Ewan, you were telling us a particularly fun story about wielding a lightsaber whilst on a turntable.
Oh yeah.
Could you tell that story?
Yeah. I don't want to give away.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to give away the end of this one because I'm sure none of you have seen it. There's a bit at the end on a sort of hot river, and Hayden and I were shooting. We were doing pickups. We shot the film in Australia, and we were doing some pickups in London. And I don't know why we did them there, but we did. And we were in this green environment, green set, and they built us two like big discs, pizza, like big discs, but they were slightly off the floor and they turned around, you know. And so I was standing on one, and Hayden was standing on one just over here. And then lying at our feet, if you like, were two props guys who were just turning around. So I was sort of, have you got a license?
Oh, yeah.
I was sort of like this, and Hayden was there like that, and I'd turn around. He'd have a go at me, yeah, like that. It was like this. And somebody had said, Robert De Niro's coming in to visit today, earlier. And I thought, no, why would Robert De Niro be coming in? So I'm turning around at this, and Hayden looks to me and he goes, Robert De Niro's coming in. No, he says, I hear Robert De Niro's coming in. And I went, nah. And as I turned around, I saw him sitting over there. It's not how you want to meet Robert De Niro, being turned around like this, like a big minion. Anyway, that's how I met Rob De Niro on set. But I should let you get on, really.
If you give them a choice.
When will it end? Tomorrow? When's your last? When's the new one being shown?
6 p.m.
6. How are you going to keep up? Are you all taking drugs and stuff?
Coffee!
Is there quite a lot of coffee?
Coffee and
Really good. You and ice cream. Yeah, you've woken everybody up. So
Good, yeah, good.
This is our trick.
Well, it's very nice to see you all. I hope you've enjoyed the rest of your marathon. And yeah, may the force be with you all.